What's going on, everybody? Welcome to your weekend astrology horoscope for the weekend of May 13th and the 14th of 2023. Astrologer Brian Scarborough here, fixed air moon, keeping the collective fixed on astrology. Appreciate you all. Hope you all had a great week and are ready for this weekend. We're going to see a moon in Pisces with Saturn and Mercury station direct. Oh yeah, there's astrology going on. So Mercury will station Sunday. So I know some people are going to be happy to hear that. But on this Saturday, we're going to see this moon in Pisces with Saturn, which I think brings a heaviness of like some kind, in a way, like karmic situations that we're trying to resolve and release and surrender and move forward, but also stay, I think, in a spiritually mature place. We're going to have to make decisions. I feel like we're going to have to do something we don't necessarily really want to do, but it's like resolving situations. And with the trine to Venus with Saturn, exact today and the moon is a great opportunity for any kind of like, I mean, honestly, with Venus in Cancer, this could be some kind of a family relationship. The moon here, it is Mother's Day this weekend, so it's a very interesting like Mother's Day weekend aspect to have. I mean, this is a beautiful opportunity to kind of like step up and do things from a higher character perspective, and like resolve situations, or really see the beauty, the magic, how to nurture yourself always, but the people around you that you love, that are like family, whether it's friends, whether it's whatever. There's a really good aspect that's like if you put effort into something, it can make a big difference, even if like the effort, maybe you don't want to put it in, or maybe it's a sensitive subject. Something along those lines. There's like resolution that's trying to bring more harmony and balance and comfort to our relationships. And it's almost like instead of repeating past, habits or patterns, this is like make sure you're trying something a little bit different, or looking at things or feeling things maybe from a more spiritually mature place, so that you're getting more spiritual value, emotional value, and transmuting some of maybe some, I don't know. I feel like it's very habitual, and I feel like it brings up a lot of family stuff. Definitely like mother stuff too. I'll be honest. Very interesting for Mother's Day weekend. Also, the moon will make good aspects to the nodes with a trine to the south, sextile to the north node, a sextile to Mercury, getting ready to station. So the moon's definitely making some pretty good aspects here. Not, I mean, it's with Saturn. It's just I feel like we got to kind of step up to the plate and like suck it up and resolve situations, and not just repeat patterns and like circle ourselves in loops that are in some way, shape, or form detrimental. It's like we don't need to kill relationships right now. We don't need to kill good emotion. We need to be cultivating, beauty into our life, cultivating good conversation, good relationships. And I think putting effort into the things that are valuable, especially if relationships are valuable, family value, all these different things. So very, it feels like a very some kind of karmic resolution comes through Saturday that is very potent. So I think anything you could do to act from that like higher integrity, higher character, to be empathetic. I think empathy can go a long way, even though there's like triggering things that can happen, but it's like how you respond and move through emotional triggers is what creates more comfort in your life, because it builds more of that strong foundation and inner strength. And with Mars here getting tighter and tighter to that opposition to Pluto, desires are going to be ramped up here. And Mars is like, it wants to be in Leo so bad after the retrograde in Gemini and going through fall position in Cancer. Like it squares to Chiron. It's so ready, but it's got to go through this, square to Jupiter in opposition to Pluto. And Jupiter's at 29. I mean, look at this. Jupiter 2919, Pluto, oops, 29, or I'm sorry, 019. So they're within a degree as of this weekend, as of today, Saturday. So that square between Pluto and Jupiter that we've been feeling, that's been applying, is getting extremely intense over the next 4 days. And as Jupiter makes its ingress into Taurus, there's a major attack on our beliefs, on our desires. And I think that we're having to evolve our beliefs, our desires, And I think use them maturely to know when to act and when to not act, because we can kind of like over amplify an ego right now that isn't at a spiritually mature place. And I think that's where Saturn will beat us up Saturday with the moon on it, is if we're acting from an immature place, especially with, because right, Aries is the first zodiac sign, so you can say that there's an immaturity there. And I'm not saying Aries are immature by any means, but there is an immaturity to the energy. And with Jupiter there, it can amplify immaturities at the same time. So we're really having this like balance between our maturity, our immaturity. And I'm telling you right now, your spiritual maturity, your empathy, your compassion, and also the ability to feel good through maybe something heavy in life is huge to the transformation of, I think, a very, very high power in your life. And this could be a big unlocking here, but it's kind of testing us to identify with a very like mature belief base about where we're going, who we're with, what we're around. Very interesting. But it's definitely one of those things too where Mars is like, Mars wants to do something right now. Like Mars is like starting to feel pressure from Jupiter to kind of like amplify something, take a risk. Even Pluto there, like Mars is ready to get something that it wants. So I feel like we're all kind of right at this breaking point where we're going to start to make some moves. It's just making sure that they're, moves that are, I would say, temperance is a good way to look at this, like the temperance card. Like having the patience to know when to make the move that's going to bring the harmony and the balance into your life, and to really like trust divine time and that feeling, and not just any sort of urge or desire or aggression or anger that could pop up, because Jupiter Mars could amplify aggression. We could be trying to push our luck on certain situations because we think we can like really obtain something right now. So we have to like know when to check. Checks and balances for everything is very important, or we can get a little, things can get a little wonky. So Saturday. Sunday at 8:16 p.m. on the West Coast, we're going to see Mercury station direct. So yeah, Mercury's shifting gears, about to go forward here in Taurus, and I think we've had to do a lot of inward understanding and recover some tracks about our values, maybe about money, maybe about self-worth, how to I think have more positive self-talk is always good, and how to express what we do value. And I think understand that in a more competent level just within ourselves. So that's going to start to retrace and go through its shadow period, and yeah, kind of that snapshot moment in our mind where we're getting ready to move forward with what we've learned over the last 3 weeks. We're also going to see the moon go through these later degrees of Pisces, and it's going to make really good aspects to all the Taurus stuff. It's going to sextile Uranus, sextile the sun today, and conjunct with Neptune in the evening. It's going to also get really close to the sextile to Pluto, but that'll be Monday morning, but that's kind of starting to build up to, and the trine over to Mars, which Mars and Neptune are in their trine. So Mother's Day is looking pretty promising for, I think, a lot of compassion. Definitely just seeing the beauty in life, and I think hopefully really understanding that if we can identify with the beauty that brings us comfort in life and how we can resolve things and to be sensitive. It's a good thing to be sensitive and to not let the triggers kind of get to us, because again, Mars is getting closer to that square to Jupiter and Pluto. So I mean, this T-square is just building, building, building. So it's intense, but it's like, I feel like Sunday, we're almost not going to feel it as intense. Sunday kind of takes the edge off because there's such a good aspect of, hopefully idealizing better in our life and having positive beliefs and being sensitive to situations and not too overbearing or harsh for situations. So I just feel like Sunday's like a really beautiful day for Mother's Day, and kind of something we can all, I think, just like release the past and start to really dream about a future and kind of not worry, hopefully not worry so much about any aspect, but like really see the beauty in everything that is right now and find the comfort, relate to, family, relate to our loved ones, relate to ourselves, see that there's a lot of good things, you know, that we do have and be grateful for those things. So I'm into the Sunday. Yeah, I am. I mean, other than that, it's kind of the same story as Saturday. So I feel like this weekend is, every bit of what I've just said, and I think that the trap is to be too dogmatic and really believe in something that isn't working anymore. And that can make people feel a little anxious or insane. I would say if there is any anxiety in our lives right now, it really is because we're spiritually ready to take the higher octave in life and to make the change and to not repeat things over and over again until the universe just pushes us to change. Like this weekend gives us a great opportunity to move forward in our lives with the understanding of what we need in life, the understanding of how we can get what we want out of life, and a positive belief system that dissolves the negative effects that we can just in our own psyche like go into. So hopefully this weekend does feel really good. I feel like the opportunity's there. It could be a little heavy with Saturn on Sunday, but that's where we got to like step up to the plate and resolve situations and not just stay stagnant in like the dumpster. Like we got to get out of the dumpster and hop into the pool of crystals, whatever. Um, so yeah, yeah, yeah. Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. It's like that's a nice Mother's Day chart. That's very like nurturing, very sensitive, very like caring energy, but also like knowing its value and just hopefully not being like amplifying the muck, like dissolve the muck, amplify the the rose petals in our life. Um, it's like a good day to, it's a good weekend to like be dreamy, be creative, see the good in things, to see the beauty, to be creative, very positive, for all of that, to get lost, in the positivity and not so much the aggression or the negativity that, life can throw curveballs at us all the time. All right, we got the Four of Pentacles upright. So yeah, holding on, for the things that are really good in life, knowing what our value is, knowing our self-worth. And I think sticking to those things, but definitely still having compassion and not being, greedy about situations or overdoing it, but knowing exactly what we need, how much of it, and I think that's important, as we're kind of idealizing and visualizing just overall beauty. Queen of Pentacles in reverse. I mean, we need to get over insecurities when it comes to maybe appearance or money or, physical things. This is like a good weekend too to like dive into the deeper areas of reality, the emotions, the spiritual. Like stop worrying so much about the look of everything for 1 second and start to visualize and feel that everything is as it should be and that it's only going to get better if you know your worth and your value. Page of Swords in reverse. Yeah, I feel like it's just don't be immature. We don't need to say stupid things. Like we need to communicate with maturity. We need to express ourselves from that place. And, some things need to be said and some things don't need to be said. And hopefully Mercury's like showing us the value of our words and our expression and our mind at the same time, and how sometimes we muck things up with verbiage or in our own minds, and we need to like just kind of hone in and hopefully, with Mercury stationing, slow things down to where we're not kind of losing ourselves in immature ways, but understanding things quicker, knowing the value and the worth of situations this weekend so that we can transmute, resolve situations, and really start to see the beauty and the value of everything. No matter what, everything has value. Whatever value is to you. But you know what that is now, so it's just like keep going that way and don't sway because of something, stay true to yourself. And I think you'll be good, but it's kind of like knowing when to, there's still could get over caught up in certain areas or desires that can make us kind of spiral backwards into an immature place. Like try and take the higher route for everything this weekend, and you will have a bomb, beautiful, fantastic weekend. I do believe that. So love you all very much. Hope you have a beautiful weekend. Happy Mother's Day, and I'll see you all on Monday. Much love. Peace.